Good evening. My name is Stuart Schaefer, and welcome to all you book lovers out there who are interested in learning about Novelist Plus. Excuse me. Um, I'm just going to get some housekeeping material information done first. So my name is Stuart Schaefer. I'm the head of reference at the Farmingdale Public Library, and my phone number is 249-9090, extension 203. And my email address is fdalref@nassaulibrary.org. And the library website can be found at farmingdalelibrary.org. So today we're going to be talking about Novelist, which is basically a reader's advisory service. It helps provide the user, you, the patron, with reviews, and it helps you find similar titles to books that you are interested in. It's a great resource. It's free. You have access to it using your library card. And I'm just going to scroll through this basic outline of what we're going to cover, which basically is there's no real need to log into Novelist Plus. You can if you would like, but it's not necessary. We're going to search for books by using probably an author. We're going to do a basic search. We're going to show you how to find books that are similar to that particular title or authors that are similar to that author. We're going to learn about how to search for genres, books under certain genres, or in a series or a theme. And I'm going to give you some background about the author and just the basic information that you can get from the descriptions in Novelist Plus. So without further ado, I'm going to go to the library's website, I believe. So along the way, you're going to need your library card. The reason why is you'll use the 14-digit number to access the database originally. So we're at the library webpage at farmingdalelibrary.org. We're going to click on the research link right at the top here. We're going to click on my title. And I just want to check one thing to make sure we are recording. Good. Okay. So we're going to scroll down to the middle of the page, maybe a little further down. And here's Novelist Plus. This is an alphabetical list of all our electronic resources. Novelist Plus is for adults. Novelist Plus K to 8 is for students in kindergarten through 8th grade. But Novelist Plus, basically, it's a reader's advisory service providing reviews and helps you, the user, to find similar titles. We're going to click there. I'm going to put in my library card number. Oops. And here we are at the initial page on Novelist Plus. So there's a lot happening here, so we'll go through it step by step. At the top, we have a link, or we can choose to search by either keyword, by title, or author, or series, or narrator, since Novelist Plus also covers audiobooks. And I'm going to choose just a simple search. I'm going to by author for John Grisham. And there he is. I'm going to click on his name. So there's a lot happening on this page as well. It looks like he writes books for students or people, kids, ages 9 to 12, adult books, nonfiction books, and fiction books. This is a description of his style of writing. It's a broad overview of it. And here are book appeal terms, including the genre of his writings are legal thrillers, and then also thrillers and suspense. His storylines are plot-driven. His pace is fast-paced, of the books at least. The tone of his books are dramatic and suspenseful, and his writing style is thought to be compelling. I'm going to scroll to the top of the page, and on the right over here, you can see these are a list of authors who are similar to John Grisham. These are also known as read-alikes. David Baldacci, Brad Meltzer, John Leskro art, Lisa Scottolene, Steve Martini. Excuse me. I scroll down a bit, and we're looking at the book list down here, but we could also find reviews of his audiobooks, books in his series. We can find out more about this author, and we can get lists and articles. Let's just finish this page. I want to show you there's a lot happening here. I'm going to click on Camino Winds. That's his forthcoming book in April, probably within the next 3 weeks or so. And again, it gives you the description of the book, his book appeal terms, genre, storylines, tone, writing style. This gives you the author information, publisher information, dewey number. For the most part, his books will be in fiction Grisham in the library. The genre, storyline, tone, writing style, subject headings of this particular book, and then a bunch of ISBN numbers. If I scroll further down, we can filter with these criteria to search for more books. So if we wanted to find other books that are thrillers and suspense and whose storylines are intricately plotted and plot driven, we can click these 3 boxes and we can click on search. I click search and it's coming up with it. It found 428 other titles. Notice many of them are very current, along with Camino Winds, which is what we look for, but Iris Johansson's Smokescreen and Douglas Preston's Crooked River, then Liar, Liar by James Patterson. So this is a list of other books using the criteria that we just clicked on before, which was really thrillers and suspense that were intricately plotted and that were plot driven. That's why I just highlighted this. So I'm going to go back. I just want to show you one other thing. If you fill out too many of these boxes, you will end up with 0 results. Think of it as a filter. And if you have too many criteria, no book will fit all those criteria and the result will be 0. So you could probably come up with maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 criteria to search for. Ideally, you'll have 10 or 20 books to sift through. That's a reasonable number. So on the right side of the screen, we have read-alikes, similar to Camino Winds, David Baldacci's Memory Man, Megan Miranda's Last House Guest, Greg Isles' Cemetery Road, and some others. These are all linkable, so if we click on Memory Man, a box appears over here, and it gives you a really quick description. It gives you the author, the description of the book over here, and the reason why it's similar. You also, if you sign in, I believe, have the ability to agree with the recommendation or disagree with it. Your choice. So I'm going to scroll back up to the page, top of the page, and we're going to click on title. And just to make it easier, I'm going to click on the Last House Guest. I'm going to type it in. I know it's similar to the John Grisham book, Camino Winds. So it's the same format and it should start to look a little familiar. It came out in 2019. This is a description of the book. And here we have different facets, pieces of the book, including book appeal terms, genre, character, storyline, tone, and writing style. What's interesting here is we have reviews from Booklist, Publishers Weekly, Library Journal, and Kirkus Reviews. These are all very standard library journals. We use them to help decide which books to buy for our public. We've been doing it for many years. They're great publications. They're very helpful, very insightful, and the reviews are sometimes very, very funny, which is neat. You scroll down more, you can filter it even further. but don't forget that you don't want to filter it too much so you come up with 0 results. And let's see. We can click on at the top of the page. This is a link of how do I. So this is almost like a tutorial, a help desk. How do I find read-alikes or find books by grade or find books by appeal or get alerted when there's a new content available and other features. Let's click on finding read-alikes, which is a lot like what we did. So a dialog box appears and it's basically a help feature for how to search Novelist Plus. There are different categories. It's not really appearing, I don't think, on your screen, but there's a section, a welcome section, a how do I section, and then searching. I don't want to confuse you because it's not appearing on your screen. So I'm going to close this window and I'm going to click home. And we're back to the home page. You can click on search history. So since I started this presentation, we did a search for John Grisham as appears here. And then search 2 was a search for the title of the book, The Last Guest House, which is right here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do a series search for, I'm just going to type in the word Western. So I did a search for books whose series has Westerns in it. And it came up with, the first was Australians on the Western Front. I'm going to click on that title. And it looks like there were 2 volumes of this by David Cameron, volume 1 and then volume 2. Somewhat interesting, sort of. Let's do maybe a broader search, romance. And let's scroll down to this Duke's Heiress romance. And it looks like this author, Madeline Hunter, this is a book called Heiress for Hire. And this is part of her series called Duke's Heiress Romance. This is book 1 in the series. Book 2 has not come out, but if it was out, it would be right around here. I'm going to scroll back to the page. And also, if you wanted to, you could refine the results on the left side by audience, by fiction or nonfiction. Additional limiters, including publication date. And then you can click on genre, theme, characters, storyline, pace, tone of the book. And you can actually find other books that are similar to these romance series that I just checked. We're going to click home. And just to sort of go a little further, in the middle of the page is a link or a category. I'm in the mood for books that are leisurely paced and haunting. And if I click this link, it's for strong sense of place and dialect field, books that are nostalgic and compelling, or amusing and engaging. Let's try that, amusing and engaging. I guess it's also known as enjoy a chuckle. So let's click on adequate yearly progress, just because it looks fun. And the description of the book is an idealistic second-year history teacher anonymously catalogs and blogs challenges and dramas of the teachers in a Texas high school. So let's click on that. So this book came out in February 2020. It's by Roxana Eldon. That's the description. And if we scroll further, we get book list reviews, library journal reviews, Kirkus reviews. And they're pretty substantial. Certainly should help you decide whether or not you want to look at this book or not. One thing that you can do in almost every page is you can display the library holdings for this title. In other words, you'll find out if the Farmingdale Library has it. I'm going to click on that link. And Adequate Yearly Progress is a book. It's available at the Bethpage Library. Let's see if it's available at the Farmingdale Library. No, not yet. It might be. And if you were interested in reserving it, you can just click on this request it link right over here. And then you put your barcode in and some other information. When you get the book in the library, we would call you. So I'm just going back to the Novelist Plus page where we jumped off to get to Adequate Yearly Progress. So these are on the right side are books that are similar to that. Acceptance, Dear Committee Members, Class Mom, and Moral Compass by Danielle Steele. And if you put your cursor over any of the pictures of the books, another window appears over here. Gives you the author description and the reason why it's similar. So I think we've covered a lot of Novelist Plus so far. And let's see, you could also at the top left side of the screen, you can browse by genre, appeal of the book, or themes, or award winners. Let's click on award winners. And these are recent award winners, but this is popular awards, adult books down here, teen books, or teen book awards, and children awards. So if you're interested in Edgar Allan Poe Awards, which is probably mysteries, mystery, crime, and other titles. These are the books that have won. Let's click on the adult books that have won this. And it gives you a list of them all the way back to 2001. These are award winners for the Mary Higgins Clark Award, the Edgar Allan Poe Award. So it looks like in 2019, the book was The Widows of Malabar Hill by Sujata Massey. I'm going to click on that title. And what I notice immediately is the ribbon, and it's part of a series over here. And then it gives you the reviews. It's a starred review from Booklist, and so on. So one way to really think about Novelist Plus is it's a reader's advisory tool. It'll help you find books that are similar or read-alikes to the book or author that you are currently reading. It's a great resource to find similar titles. So I think that kind of wraps it up for now. I'm going to be archiving these recordings, these webinars, these tutorials on the library website at farmingdalelibrary.org. It'll be under our electronic resources page, and there's going to be an archive of this. And I believe this is the second or third one that I've done. You can find all of them under that page. If you're not sure, give me a call at the library or send me an email. And just for a second, here's my contact information again, right up here. And thank you for coming to this presentation. I hope you find the books that you need, and I shall return. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you very much.